Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am going live. I'm so excited. I'm joining you all. This is night number three that we are coming live and being able to bring you all of the gems that comes with real estate investing. I am sharing with you all some of the steps to get started. Let me get my notes together. Some of the steps to get started, but also even more than that, just really giving you an open forum to go ahead and get started and taking some of the steps, because I think that a lot of people have questions and they're not sure. They're just trying to figure it out, and even though they have a ton of questions, they're not necessarily asking them. And so I'm opening up this time to go ahead and get those questions answered to the best of my ability. I've been doing this for, I don't know, I've been in real estate for over 13 years now. And so, with me being in real estate for over 13 years, I've learned a thing or two. The last, I don't know, I guess 7 years, I started investing in real estate and making it a thing, and then started coaching other women on how to invest in real estate. So it's been something that I have been able to really take um the strings, like take the reins of it, and being able to be an authority in the Philadelphia area of teaching women and learning and telling them the right steps that they need to take to set their companies and businesses up the right way to generate income with having rental property. So for those that don't know me, I am Jasmine Williams. I am a coach and strategist. I coach women primarily on how to invest in their first rental property. And I've done that for some time. And so, with me doing that, I have learned some stuff. And so, I decided last week actually to do this live series and be able to, you know, show you all some of the beginning steps. We have a webinar this coming Sunday where I kind of go a little deeper, and you all are welcome to join me there. But this is really just a live, really just to be able to kind of showcase some of the steps I need to get started, really talk about what needs to happen in order for you to get started, and, put some action behind what needs to happen. So tonight, I'm looking at my notes. Tonight we're talking about the some of the foundational stuff that needs to happen in order for you to go ahead and invest in real estate. A lot of people don't want to talk about the foundation. We want to get to the picking of the house, and the paint colors and all the things, but we have to start with the foundation, right? So a lot of the foundation comes in with you personally, learning where your finances are. We don't know where we're going until we realize and really face where we are today. So tonight, that's what we're going to talk about. We're really going to talk about where that foundation comes in at, how much you need work you may need to do, if any, on your investing. I had a settlement earlier, so I'm running a little behind. I'm actually running on fumes, if I'm honest, because it was a lot of running around at the last minute, but I'm here. And so I want you all to really think about how investing in real estate can affect your life. Think about a bill or two that you can cover, right? So, what I like to think about the beginning stages of real estate, it's really all about the what it can do for you, right? What the results are going to look like when you start investing in real estate, but what does that income, what can that really do for your bottom line? Hey, Instagram, how are you all? Hello, hello. Hold on. Let me just put y'all on two different screens so I can see Instagram at the same time. We got this whole setup. So, again, I really want to learn and know, what is happening, right? So, what needs to happen in order for you to make a move to go ahead and start investing in real estate? And a lot of us have a lot of things that we want to do, and we have a lot of dreams, and we have some things that need to happen, but we're not really putting a ton of action towards those dreams. A lot of us are just like, I want to invest in real estate. I want to buy a rental property. I see these houses in my neighborhood that need to be, developed. I want to go ahead and do it, but we're not putting any action there. So that's my job to get the action going because there are so many opportunities for you all to be able to not only invest in real estate but be able to make a difference in your community. Anybody want to make a difference in their community and they're just like, I'm tired of seeing these vacant buildings. What is the city doing with this? What's happening? What needs to happen? What are the moves that need to go down? Because if that is the case, then you're like a lot of women who are like, I'm tired of this and I want to leave a legacy and I see opportunities, but I don't necessarily know if those opportunities are something that I can take advantage of. So, foundation is the key to this because when you think about your foundation, you have to think about where you are personally, right? So, if you are thinking about investing in real estate, let's look at our personal finances. What does it look like to have, a money plan in place to say, hey, this is what I have. I have hold on a second. Okay. I have, X, Y, and Z plan in mind. I want to go ahead and invest and do this thing. However, because I have, I need to work on my credit, I need to work on my savings, I need to work on whatever. I don't know where to start from there, right? And so when you think about that from that aspect, let's just go ahead and dissect it, right? So when you're thinking about where you are financially, don't feel like you have to have all of this money saved in order to get started. Most of the starts with you just going through and figuring out how you can go ahead and get yourself together in order to invest. Don't feel like you can't start investing or you can't start the process until you get all of your ducks in a row, because we all know that none of us ever have all of it in a row. We never all have it down to a science. In some cases, it takes us a long time to do it. So one of the things that I like to do is have you all use your goal as your motivation to go ahead and get started a lot sooner, so that you're not waiting to go ahead and get started investing in real estate. You are going ahead and doing it simply because you have a goal in mind and you're just plotting out the plan. So, looking at that money plan, looking at what needs to happen as far as your finances, looking at your credit. Anybody want to face their credit or not want to face their credit? I get it, right? So I get an inquiry at least once a day, and I'm looking at credit reports all the time. And when um, when you are looking at a credit report and looking at what's going on, you sometimes you just need to visit it. You need to just go ahead and face what's happening in order for you to be able to get it done and not run from it anymore, especially around a time when you have some extra money. You can go ahead and throw it on the debt and things like that. There's so many opportunities, but until you actually decide that this is what you want to do, then you're not going to be able to do it. Hold on, let me turn my camera. All right, there I go. All right, so again, you have to go ahead and just buckle down. Someone said they feel like because I'm already a homeowner, so I need more money down. Well, yes, it's not more money, it's usually the same. But what I can say is that for real estate investing, you can get 100% financing. It just really depends on where you're at financially. That's why you need to know where you're at financially and then talk to a professional or a lender so that you can be able to say, okay, this is what I have. I'm a homeowner. I've been at my job for X amount of years. Because of that, I want to put in 4X. And when you do that, then you have more leverage as a homeowner because now you have more collateral and more assets. And so a lender may say, okay, well, just let us know what investment property you want to buy. And a lot of the lending is really asset based. So it's based on the asset. The financing is based on the asset. It's not necessarily based on your own outlook. So your down payment is nominal compared to what the investment is going to be and what the output is. So again, looking at that foundation and really facing exactly what it is going to help you be able to get to the goal. Because if we just keep thinking and be like, I don't know if I could do this, but not really sitting down and having a real conversation about it, then we're forever going to be in the dark, and years after year after year is going to go by, and then it doesn't get done, and then we are looking up and we're at retirement age, and we could have had more had we just had some conversations to be able to, organize what our personal finances look like. So for sure, if you haven't already, I have a ton of calls tomorrow, but a lot of you all have already set up a call. You can comment the word blueprint, and my schedule will come to your DMs, for you to be able to, have a conversation around this. Because again, if it's something that you really want to do, if it's like you truly want to go ahead and get it done, then I could probably either have a solution for you myself or be able to point you in the direction. So you can schedule a call by commenting the word blueprint. So the next thing that you want to do is investment mindset, right? So where with that mindset and learning, what needs to happen, for the investment. The link didn't work yesterday. Can you send me a DM? I don't know who it is. Facebook user. It comes up Facebook users. I'm not sure who it is, but if you send me what's the name? If you send me when you clicked on the calendar, okay. When you send me a DM, and then I'll send you a link, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Um, send me your name, or just inbox me, and then I'll take care of it. So again, getting back to that investment mindset, where's your mindset at, right? Where are you at when it comes to investing? Are you really making this a priority in your life, or is it going to be something that sits on the shelf, right? A lot of us are sitting on the shelf. Anybody feel like their whole mindset is kind of sitting on the shelf when they're doing this? A lot of times it's not our fault, right? It's not your fault that this wasn't something that you decided to do 10 years ago, because you may have not even known the steps, right? Or you may have not had someone else who you've seen that has done it, and you just like, this isn't for me, or I don't have the money, or I'm not financially there. So you just may have not done it. But what is your fault is if you take the information and and you like, all right, I'm still not making a move. Like, that's where it becomes an issue. So you want to go ahead and change your mindset. A lot of the mindset around investing is that you need a lot of money to invest. You need a lot of time. You need to already be wealthy. You need to already be an investor. It takes, we have all of these myths. You have to be a realtor. All of that is none. You don't have to be a realtor. You don't have to, have a ton of money. You do have to have some money. You don't need to have perfect credit. You don't need to have, you don't need to have a perfect, business history. Like, all of these things that kind of get put out there, though that's not the case. But your mindset is the only problem that we can't solve, right? I can fix your credit. I can help you get money. We have access to over 650 grants when it comes to investing. And so with that, we want to make sure, I'm sorry, not to investing. The grants are for small business owners, but we put you in touch with those grant resources. So if the money is an issue, then we can figure out the money. But the mindset of actually doing the work and committing to what your goal is really the only thing that I can't just come and change it for you. So that's the biggest thing. And then you want to talk about starting small. So how many people look at a huge investment, like a big, um, apartment building, or, a hotel, or things like that? It's like, you know what? I should own this because I really just want to get in the game. I am not opposed to that. I think that that is an awesome idea. However, when we're thinking about starting small, right? So when we're thinking about what it looks like to be able to build, I'll tell you a story. So a few years ago, when I first started investing, I bought a very inexpensive property. The property was $18,000. I fixed it up, and I put about $40,000 into it. Section 8 tenant is in there now, and that property I was able to leverage into another property to be able to flip. So the flip property that I'm doing now, was I think I bought it for 360,000, and then got the money to fix it up, 100% of that financing. So let's just say I'm all in like 500,000. When we put the property on the park market in April, the property will be listed at $850,000. So I stand to make a profit, a flip profit of about, let's say after all expenses, $200,000. But it was from the small beginning of that small $18,000 property that I was able to leverage it into something big, that I was able to even do that. Had it been just me and not really taking the leap and just saying, oh, it's too small. I don't want to start that small. I don't want to buy these little properties. I don't want to be a Section 8 landlord. All of the I don't want to do's. Then I would have never gotten into the mode of being able to do the bigger project, which is going to net me more and be able to get things done. So again, you have to have small, there's nothing wrong with small beginnings. We all start from somewhere. And when you start from one place, believe me, it will catapult into something even larger. You just have to start. Right. So the next thing, and again, for those that are just joining, thank you for joining. My phone has been on do not disturb all day, and now it's ringing off the hook. I guess people are texting me. But um, uh, for those that are just joining me, I want to say thank you for joining me, but also, yes, we need to be realistic with this, Claudette. Yes, okay. The home I want is 79K in the neighborhood. I want it so bad. Well, sis, you need to set up a call, or maybe is that Claudette? Because Claudette's already on board. But if there's somebody else, for sure, we need to be realistic with this, because don't think about something that is so far that it takes you so long. You can start where you are, right? Everybody wants something, and 79K is a small property. My recommendation is that you start with the property anywhere between 70 and $80,000. So you can start there and grow to something huge. Like I said, bought the property $18,000, put like $40,000 into it. It was a crazy story because I bought the property. I bought it from an estate. The estate had nothing to do with the property. The kids didn't know what was going on, the tenants or whatever. I knock on the tenant's door a couple days after Christmas. Hey, I bought this property. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to stay, or you have to start paying rent. Oh, we can stay. We'll pay rent. I gave them a month of grace. So like January, they didn't have to start paying rent until February. I go there February, of course. Oh, we ain't paying. We ain't paying no rent. Blah blah blah. So I had to go through an eviction. Got the people out, and then they broke back into the house and vandalized the entire house. Like they started spray painting and doing all the things. When I tell you I was so hurt, I was hurt because I really gave them an opportunity. Like it wasn't like I was just coming through like y'all gotta go. I gave them the opportunity of either staying or paying me, and they like, nope, nope, nope. We just gonna go ahead, and this lady is being too nice, so we just gonna take advantage. They didn't know that I have another side, so they didn't realize that, and so they got put out, and so they came back and vandalized the property. I boarded that property up. You guys are on Facebook, you can see the story. This was a couple years ago now, but I had boarded the property up, and my friend, my one of my best friends in the world, he was like, listen, just go ahead and start, you and your son, you and the kids, just start renovating the property. Just start, little by little. Don't take out another loan, just go ahead and do it. And I'm like, man, I bought this property and I don't have the money to fix it up. And so what I did is I just did it little by little. Every time I got a commission and I got some extra money, I would go and, fix this and do that. And finally we were able to get it, rented, up, and it's perfect and it's beautiful now. But it was just that little start, right? That little tiny start, to go ahead and get started. Like I said, to go ahead and leverage me into the bigger projects, like the the property or the project that I'm doing in South Philadelphia. And again, I wouldn't have been able to do South Philly if this property wasn't there and I was able to use it as collateral. Like I was able to basically use that property as collateral. Um, I didn't have to bring any money to the table because of the property. And you remember, yes. So I was able to use that property, and with me being able to use it, I didn't have to bring any money to the table for the South Philly project. Got the South Philly project fully funded, and now it's like, okay, I'm able to go ahead and just keep going, right? And so you have to think about those small beginnings, because at the time, that little $19,000 property, I wanted to go ahead and sell it when they broke into my property and decided that they were going to vandalize it. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and sell this property. I could probably sell it for 25,000, something like that. And I'm so glad I didn't. Right. So small beginnings, starting small is okay. There's no thing that you have to start with this big project. Start small, start with a small investment, and I promise you that it will grow over time, because that's really what real estate does, right? So the next thing is risk management, right? So risk management is huge, because risk management and risk um, does a lot. Sorry, risk management and risk assessment is different for everybody. A lot of people's risk tolerance is a completely different, right? So you may be feeling like, all right, I'm ready to just go ahead and throw everything in. Other people are like, I need some more. I don't know about my retirement. I don't know about tying up money. So your risk tolerance is huge, right? And when you think about risk tolerance, you have to know, like, all right, I'm okay if I know what I'm investing in. I know that what the return is, I know what the probability is, and you can go ahead and get that done. When you are going through to go and now you're thinking like, all right, I am stuck on this risk, or I don't necessarily want to make a move, and you go ahead and you don't make that move. Now you're like, oh wait, I'm stuck, because this project, I want to make the money, but I'm scared, right? And so then you just like you become frozen, right? So risk tolerance, to assess that, you need to figure out how much you're willing to invest that you don't need back right away. Right. So I always say, let's put together make sure that your emergency fund is funded, right? Make sure you have your bills covered, because you're not going to be able to get your access to your investment right away. Remember, you're investing into that property. You may get a tenant in 3 months, or it may take you another 3 months to get a tenant in. So you got to make sure that you're able to go ahead and do it. Now we put some safeguards so that you don't have a crazy payment and things like that. But you have to be able to say, all right, well, I'm okay with doing this, but with this kind of stipulation, right? So I'm okay with going ahead and investing in this property, as long as it's within this. I have my savings to the side, I got my bills covered, everything's okay, and I'm just waiting for this project to go ahead and move along and be able to get running. But don't just throw everything in if that risk is not there, because that's when the tears start. You're like, what the heck am I going to do? Right. And so that's why you have to assess where you are from the beginning. Hey, everybody over on Instagram, thank you so much for joining me. I am here. We're on day number 3 of this 5-day live series. I decided to go live just to answer questions. I know there's a ton of questions out there, and I haven't been live for a while. So I was like, let me go ahead and get on live. I appreciate you all for joining me. What we are doing is that if you want me to be able to kind of look into your specific situation, you can comment the word blueprint, and my calendar will come to your inbox. And I will go ahead and be able to. I only opened up 10 spots. I think we have 5 spots left on my calendar for Friday and Saturday, and then that's it. Because I usually don't do one-on-ones anymore. So for sure. Blueprint. Make sure Facebook user. I'll come back and try to find you on Facebook. Unfortunately, on Facebook it gets a little crazy. All right, cool. So now we're thinking, okay, we figure out how much risk we actually want to take. And with that risk, we're like, all right, cool. We good. We're going to take this risk. But with the risk, we know that we're going to have some money to the side and we're not risking it all. We're not throwing in the whole kitchen sink. And we know what we're investing in. So the biggest thing that I say is that you want to go ahead and take your time and knowing what you're investing in, right? Knowing the numbers. Don't just invest in something because somebody says that it's a good deal. Because if you don't realize that it's a good deal or you don't know the factors that make it a good deal, then it's not going to be a good deal to you. And you're going to be sitting on the sideline like, I shouldn't have done this. Right. And so you have to go ahead and have that assurance for yourself, the knowledge for yourself that you know that you're invested in this rental property. The end game of this property is that you're going to refinance it. You're going to take that cash flow. You're going to either reinvest it into your real estate business, or you're going to go ahead and live off of the money. You know, we have plenty of investors that live off their rental income, myself included, right? So half of my rental income goes into an index fund. The other half goes into our house. You know, it pays our house bills, and pays for my daughter's college. You know, those are the things and factors that was my end game. My end game may not be your end game, right? My end game may be, well, Jazz, I really wanted to go ahead and get this done, but I need to be able to retire from my job. Like my game is I want to go ahead and make work optional. I want to work part-time, right? I just want to be able to go in and say hi to them on Monday and maybe not see them for until the next Monday, right? And that's okay. But again, we have to go ahead and figure out what that risk tolerance is, because it's different for everyone. If I ask everyone on here, we have about 11 people total, how much, I mean, what your end game is, everybody's answer is going to be different. Just drop in the comments. Let me know what your end game is. If you were to invest in a piece of real estate today, what would be your end game? Like, do you want to be able to leave your job? Do you want to just have extra income? Do you want to just cover a car note? Do you want this to just be the kids' college fund? Like, what is your end game? Is it retirement? Let me know, because again, everybody is going to be 100% different. And when you think about that difference and what that is, that's the reason why real estate cannot just be one size fits all. Like I see so many people like, oh, I'm doing a strategy that so and so did. Like, how? You can't. There's no way. There's no way for you to be able to do something that somebody else did, because your predicaments are completely different. Like your investing style is going to be completely different. Some people want to do Airbnb and, midterm rental and have time to devote to that. And some people are like, no, I don't want to be dealing with those tenants and dealing with people calling me and all of that. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to go ahead and have a long-term tenant in there. Okay. Or some people are like, I don't want tenants at all, Jasmine. I just want to put it into a management company 10, but I want to see a certain amount of profit. All of those factors play into it, and there's not one way to invest in real estate. There's a million, right? And so you have to figure out what your strategy is for sure. Retired already, want to help house homeless veterans and Section 8 tenants. I love it. I love it. Early retirement. Okay, so that's awesome. I actually house homeless veterans, and Section 8. So both of those, I work with Section 8, work with PHA, with the HUD VASH program, and I'm able to get veterans in my property. And it's funny because when I was a leasing agent years ago for affordable housing, I worked with an organization that did that, and now I do that, and it's so rewarding. My veterans love me. I love them. They are the cleanest people in the world, literally the cleanest people in the world. No clutter, is like literally like a tight ship. I'm like, oh, Mr. So-and-so, yeah, your house is really clean. He's like, yeah, I don't play, Jazz. I want to make sure that is no food nowhere. It's actually very awesome. So for sure, I'm grateful, and I can't wait to talk to you, Marcia, to talk to about like really what your goals are. But again, thinking about that and knowing that your goals are going to be completely different from someone else's is tremendous, right? Okay, you're a veteran. Okay. But knowing that is gonna help you be able to make sure that the your style is paramount, right? So I'm gonna get off of here because I think that you guys have a lot to know what the foundation looks like. You have to zero in on it though. Don't feel like you are just going to be able to invest in one piece of real estate. If your goal is to retire, that means that we need to build a portfolio. If you are thinking about um, about learning how to deal with special programs and affordable housing and things like that, that's going to be a process. But again, you can get this done. You just need a plan. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. If you have any questions, either inbox me the word blueprint or comment, and my assistant will come and get you those that link. And if you have any questions, just general stuff, for sure, send me an inbox. I'm always hanging out there to answer questions. And I will see you tomorrow at noon. So I'm gonna come in at noon because I'm gonna go hang out with my son at his snowboarding lessons tomorrow night. So I got to go up the mountain tomorrow like Sheila. So I will see you all tomorrow at noon. And if you want some of the resources, you're not on my email list, just shoot me your email address and I will send you the link to go ahead and join the email list. And in addition to that, be able to get all of the resources that I have. All right. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, I will see you tomorrow at noon. All right. Thanks.